There are moments in life that become turning points. They arrive with such weight, such clarity, and such force that we know we will never be the same again. A conversation, a deliverance, a prayer answered, a door opened, a word spoken at the exact time we needed it. These moments become landmarks in the soul. They remind us where we were, what God did, and how life began to shift. But lately I have wondered, can a powerful moment become so memorable that we begin reaching backward instead of moving forward? Could the memory of divine encounter become a crutch? Could it become a barrier, not because the moment was wrong, but because we keep trying to recreate what God may have only intended to use as a stairway landing? A landing is not the whole staircase. It is a place to pause, breathe, gather strength, and continue upward. But if we mistake the landing for the destination, we may sit in a place that was only meant to help us rise. This is where the human heart must be careful. There is a pattern that can show up in us. When something deeply moves us, we may try to find the exact ingredients to make it happen again. The same song, the same room, the same people, the same feeling, the same atmosphere. We begin searching for the repeat of a sacred moment instead of remaining open to the next move of God. This is not said to judge anyone. It is only to observe a pattern. In some ways, it reminds me of how addiction works. A person may chase an original feeling, a first high, a first escape, or a first relief that can never truly be duplicated. The chase itself begins to cost them. It drains them. It damages them. It promises return but leads to destruction. Now, divine moments are not destructive. God's presence does not destroy the soul, but our attachment to a past feeling can become unhealthy if we begin to worship the memory more than the one who met us there. That is the difference. The divine moment may have been real. The encounter may have been holy. The change may have been necessary, but the danger comes when we make that moment the measure of every future experience. Then, when we do not feel the same fire, the same tears, the same clarity, or the same emotional lift, we may begin to question God. Why does it not feel like it did before? Did I do something wrong? Did God move away from me? Did I fail to recreate the right atmosphere? But what if nothing is wrong? What if that moment belonged to that season? What if God gave enough light for that step, but never intended for us to build a house at that location? Sometimes we are not called to repeat the moment. Sometimes we are called to carry the lesson. This is where growth begins. A divine encounter should not lead us into stagnation. It should lead us into maturity. It should not make us addicted to a feeling. It should make us more faithful in our walking. The moment may awaken us, but the life afterward reveals whether we are growing. Because the divine is not only found in the unforgettable moments, the divine is also found in the quiet choices we often overlook. Forgiveness can be a divine moment. Compassion can be a divine moment. Humility can be a divine moment. Mercy shown to someone who does not deserve it can be a divine moment. Choosing patience when anger is easier can be a divine moment. Telling the truth when silence would protect your pride can be a divine moment. So perhaps we do not need to chase the old encounter as much as we need to recognize the new ones. God may not always repeat the same scene, but he often repeats his character. He may not reproduce the same emotion, but he continues to produce the fruit. The issue is not remembering. Remembrance is holy when it gives thanks. The issue is when remembrance becomes a residence. When we live too long in what once was, we may miss what is now. We may find ourselves trapped in a kind of past-time paradise, comforted by yesterday's visitation while overlooking today's invitation. Divine moments are hard to replicate because they are not manufactured. They are received. They are not formulas. They are gifts. And the gifts are meant to move through us, not freeze us in place. So yes, honor the moment. Remember what God did. Mark the place. Tell the story. But do not turn the memory into a seat of complacency. Let it be a stairway landing. Pause there. Give thanks there. Then keep climbing. Because the goal is not to recreate the old moment. The goal is to become the person that moment was sent to awaken.